Let's see about this simple interest and compound interest. Previous questions. Okay. Here, see this question. January 1st, 2020 to July 1st, 2020 means time is nothing but half of the year, 6 months only. That's what the idea. So rate of interest is 6% per annum. Time is half of the year. If you know I equal to PTR banded also fine. So principal 15,000. Timing half of the year. Rate of interest 6. Divide by 100. So this cancel. So 450 is your answer. But what I generally do is okay 6% for 1 year. Okay, this is using formula. Without formula 6% for 1 year. Right. So half of the year means 3%. And okay, always interest should be calculated on principal. So 1% is 150. 3% means 450 directly. Interest calculated on principal. 1% is 150, 3% is 450. Profit and loss calculated on cost price by default. Interest by default calculated on principal. Now see the next question. This is simple interest question. Now see the next one here. 20,000 invested at compound interest become 34. This is amount invested become using compound interest concept. It become 34,560 in 3 years. If the same amount is invested in compound interest for 6 months, where the interest is compound quarterly, what will be the interest obtained? Guys, okay, first one, compound annually. If not given default, we should consider compound annually. Now they are asking compound quarterly. Right, so first thing, you calculate rate of interest here. How, sir? See, 20,000, 1 plus r divided by 100 whole power 3 is 34,560. So this 0 cancel, and yeah, now we got 1,728. Here 1,720 is 12 cube. This is 10 cube. So what we will get is 12 by 10 whole cube. This is. So 1 plus r by 100 is nothing but 12 by 10, which is 1 plus 2 by 10. Rate of interest is 20% you will get. This is for 1 year. By difference, rate of interest is 10% for 20% for 1 year. Okay, but quarterly means rate of interest is 5% for quarterly, 1 by 4th of the year. Quarterly means okay 1 by 4th of the year. Now for 20,000, we have to apply quarterly for 6 months. 6 months means there are 2 quarterlies. Okay, in the span of 6 months. So first to 5%, next to 5% you have to apply. Okay, 6 months time duration. Now, okay, we have a shortcut to calculate. So compound interest, first one quarterly, rate of interest 5%. You are investing 20,000. For 20,000, 5%. 10% is 2,000, 5% is 1,000. That is first quarterly. Next quarterly, second quarterly is nothing but, okay, first 1,000 plus 5% of this. So 5% of 100 is 5, but 1,000 means 50. 1,050. Adding these two is what? 2,050. So for 6 months, for first quarterly 1,000, second quarterly 1,050. For 6 months 2,050. Option B is correct. 2,050 is your answer here. First quarterly plus second quarterly adding, you got 2,050. Got it? Yeah, basic questions also they are giving next level also. Okay. First question you took 6%, you should take 3%. No. When you take half of the year, don't take 3%. Make sure. Minus P if you have to do only when it is regarding compound interest. This is due to compound interest concept. 20,000 become 34,560 becomes at compound interest concept. Say amount may increase due to simple interest or compound interest. This is not okay. Interest 34,560 is amount. This is compound amount, not interest. Don't do minus. And okay, previously, if you want to take 3, okay, and if you take time is half of the year, don't take here 3. That's important. Okay, timing should be always in year. Rate of interest, this is changing. No 950 option also. You kindly check once. Got it right, Sriram, Sritam. This is giving that effect only. No, don't do double effect. You are reducing rate of interest and you are reducing the time. No, time I take only for half of the year only. That's what still we have a learning. And this model we solved n number of questions already. 17,716 8 years, 20,640 in 12 years. I said X is interest for 1 year. Generally in simple interest concept, interest is same for every year until repayment is done. If there is no repayment, interest for 1 year is X. Okay, 8 years. This is also amount here. This is amount in 8 years. This is amount in 12 years. Amount means principal plus interest. So first one, 17,760 is the amount. Okay, principal we don't know. 8 years interest. Next one, 20,640 is the amount. Principal we don't know. 12 years interest. Interest for 1 year is X. 12 years means 12X. From these two, we'll get X value, 1 year interest. 4X here, 640 extra, there 240, right? 2,240. Here 240 means 18,000. Okay, then 20,000. So 2,240 and 640, 2,880 divided by 4. 720 is what interest for 1 year. Okay, then calculate principal from one among this. So into 8 if we do 5,760. If I remove 5,760, 12,000 is the principal. Principal is 12,000. Now how to calculate rate of interest is I equal to P tier 100 you people know, but I is okay, I equal to P tier 100 you can apply, right? Interest here is 720. When time I exceeds the interest for 1 year, timing is 1 year. Principal you don't know. Oh, sorry, principal you got it now, 12,000. Principal you got 12,000. Interest is 720 for 1 year. Rate of interest you don't know. So this two zeros, this two zeros, this zero cancel. 72 divided by 12, we'll get 6%. This model is very much repetitive. We discuss this type of question, but with different values. Guys, I'm repeating, no question will repeat. Models will repeat. Please be clear with that. No, not even single question will repeat. Not even single question will repeat. But you can see, you can find it. Okay, this type of question I solved. This type of question I solved. That thing, okay, fine. Now again, same situation. 990. Okay, 1,001 to 125. What is the amount invested? Means principal is the question. Now, what is the 1.5 year? Okay, X is principal is question here. Fine. 990 is nothing but principal plus 3x. 1,125 is principal plus 4.5 year interest. 1.5 year interest here 10 plus 125, 135 means 90 rupees. 135 is equal to 1.5x. X is nothing but equal to 90. Okay. 3x means 270 gone. When 270 removed, principal is 720. Principal will be 720. They're asking principal only here. Third question, fourth question, both bit related. Okay, here they're asking only. Here asking rate of interest. After all this, okay, interest and principal will get, but here they asked only principal. Right. So let's see about next question, compound interest. I think Pretty much you people got the answer here. Again, this is amount. Sum invested become, this is amount. Compound amount in 2 years. This is compound amount in 3 years. 58,080 is principal into 1 plus r upon 100 whole square, whole power 2. 63 power 888 is into 1 plus r upon 100 whole cube. From this, you have to calculate 1 plus r by 100, then you have to calculate p. How can I get 1 plus r by 100, sir? Divide this equation with this equation, no? So you calculate allowed 63,000 888 divided by 58,080 is 1.1, means r equal to 10 you will get. Okay, okay, this is in fact I can say 1 plus r by 100 equal to 1.1 simply. R value 10, okay, but don't waste your time, 1.1. Now I want p value, right? P value means 58,080 divided by 1.1 whole square, which is 1.21. 58,080 divided by 1.21. 48,000 is your answer. Don't calculate R value 10, sir. Okay, time waste, rate of interest 10, I agree. Okay, removing that R value 10 will be obtained, but they're not asking rate of interest here. Time waste, okay, then try to focus on this point. Okay, you'll get 48,000 is the answer. Pretty much similar to previous question there. Okay, 3 years, 4.5 years, here 2 years and 3 years. This is compound interest concept, that is simple interest concept. There it is like P plus I. Okay, here P into 1 plus format. Super. Now see this simple interest, compound interest, both combination. What is the, okay. They given simple interest at 11% per annum for 4 years. Will give the same interest obtained by through compound interest for 2 years. What is the difference between rate of simple interest and rate of compound interest? See, principle is same actually for both cases. The interest obtained with 11% per annum for 4 years, okay, that amount is equal to compound interest for 2 years. Amount invested, how much amount is not there in the question, no? Right, let it be, we are taking that amount, we can assume as it is not given, we'll consider 1000 is invested. Let's say 1000 invested, we are assuming. So means invested means principal. Okay, so then what is simple interest? 11 principal 1000, rate of interest, time, everything given. We got 440. Compound interest also same, they said 440 only. So for 1000, right, compound interest is 440 in 2 years, no? So 1000 into 1 plus r by 100 whole square, because of 2 years should be 1440. See, 440 is the compound interest. Difference is what? Compound interest. Right now, we can calculate here rate of interest is 20. Difference is 9 actually. Here rate of interest is 11%. Here it's 11%. Now if we calculate here 1 plus r upon 100 whole square, it's 12 square divided by 10 square. No, 0, 0 cancel, 12 by 10, which is 1 plus 2 by 10. Comparing r will be equal to 20. So rate of interest for compound interest is 20. For simple interest is 11. Question is difference between these two. Difference between the interests is 9%. See, right. That's the beauty when in okay, investment is not given, we can assume. That's what the beauty in profit and loss, percentages, simple interest and compound interest, right? Here A given amount to B 5,000 and B given it to C, okay, at 8% per annum, simple interest. The total interest obtained is 2,880. Find X value. Okay, A given 5,000 to B and some amount to C with 8% per annum for 4 years. The total interest is 28,800. Okay. See, 8% of 5,000. 1 year 8%, 4 years means 4 into 8 plus 4 into 8% of X must be equal to 28,800. The total interest. Now I have to calculate X value. Right. So 32 is common everywhere. In every term here, 32% is common. I think we can cancel 32 into 6. No. 32 into 9. Yeah. So 32 one time, 32 one time, 32 90 times. This 1% divided by 100 is there, no, that you send to that side 9,000. 5,000 plus X equal to 9,000. X value is 4,000. So invested 4,000 here. Okay. Some people are worrying about formula method. If you want to formula 5,000 into timing for rate of interest 8 divided by 100. Next X rupees, 4 years, 8% per annum combined should be equal to 2,880. Divide by 100, not 1000. Should be equal to, okay, you can solve like this also. First one is equation. It's your wish. What are the method you will get? Okay, finally 2,880. X value is 4,000 is the answer. Now see this question. Simple interest and compound interest. That's the beauty. Now see this question here. A sum of money at quarterly concept become 1,20,000 in 12 months and rupees 1,39,968 in 18 months. Guys, here 12 months, 4 quarterlies are there. 18 months means 6 quarterlies are there. Amount become, this is amount. Now what you have to do? 12,000, sorry, 1,20,000 is nothing but principal into 1 plus R by 400. R by 4 divided by 100. Why, sir? Quarterly rate of interest will be divided by 4. Here, what are the rate of interest we'll get? We should divide by 4, that whole power 4. Whereas this is 1,39,968 P into 1 plus R by 4 divided by 100 whole power 6. So dividing these two equations, PP get cancelled. We'll get right hand side one equation 1 plus R by 400 whole square. This one you can use calculator. This will become some, definitely some perfect square related stuff. 1,39,968 divided by 1,20,000 is 1.16664. That is actually 1.08 square. That is 1.08 square. So R by 400 equal to 0.08. R equal to 400 into 0.8 means 32. Answer is 32. Answer is 32. Some people argue, sir, keep R only here, sir. Then you will get R value 8. That is for quarterly. 8% for quarterly. Annually means 8 into 4, 32. Here, at least you change here or there. You put here R. Whatever R you got is 8%. That is for quarterly. You want for annually means do into 4. That you need to upgrade. Okay, that you need to understand. Clear? 32 is the answer. Right. Now take break. Okay, up to 7. So break. Now see this question. What they given? A man borrowed an amount for 3 years from a woman who fixed a yearly rate of 20% compound interest with the condition of paying in equal installments of 9,494.5. The amount total paid by the man is approximately what percentage more than the money he borrowed? Right. See, he paid, okay, in three equal installments, 9,494.5. Guys, this is an installment concept. Everybody should understand very clearly here. Right. So this is for 3 years. Listen, after first year you are going to pay. After second year you are going to pay. After third year you are going to pay. Right. But see, the amount what you given in first year, that is with them for 2 years. That amount can be rotated and they can invest in other business. See, this is a installment concept, the main logic actually. Right. So how they are going to benefit we even with less interest. This is the basic thing. Okay. The amount what is paid at first year is with them for 2 more years. Second year one is there for 1 year. Third year one only okay directly. Now listen, 9,494.5 you paid on third year. Okay, it's not with him for more years, fine. But what you paid on second year, 9,494.5 into 120%, because it is there with them for 1 year, they can get 1 year interest with that. Some people that amount can be given to others, they'll get 1 year interest. Whereas 9,494.5, 120% whole square, it is there with them for 2 years. This should be equal to the original amount into 120% whole cube. They don't compromise. The amount you take and borrowed is P. See, whatever the EMI concept or whatever it might be, the finally, okay, your amount is given this, okay, 20% for 1 year, 3 years means whole cube. They will make that amount should be equal to this. But this left side equation, you have to understand this is third year one. You just now given, they didn't keep it for any time. So, but this is second year one. It is there with them for 1 year. This is first year one, which they have that amount is kept with them for 2 years. That's why whole square. Understand that, right? So now left side amount, right side amount should be equal. Left side amount is 9,494.5 into 1.2 because 120% plus 9,944 94.5 plus 9,094.5 into 1.44 because of 120% whole square. 1.44. All this is actually equal to 34,559 point 34,559.98. What's the question actually? Let's see again. 20, 20, 20, 60 is okay. The total money paid by the man is approximately what percentage more than the money he borrowed? Okay, or else they may be given directly equal installment. Here they involve that amount directly maybe. We'll see, okay, whether they applied that 1 year holding or not. We'll check. Divided by 1.728. Principal is 20,000. With this concept, or maybe they given this question like already interest they kept it 94,9494.5 into 3 divided by 1.728. It's 16,483. The total amount paid by them is what percentage more than he borrowed. The amount paid is this much. The amount borrowed is this. 70% close to that, but there are no options in 70%. the total amount paid by the man is approximately what percentage more than the amount he borrowed. Okay, equal installments of 9,494 point. Three equal installments also directly if you apply 9494.5 into 3, that is 20% interest, 1.728. 16,483, this is 27,000. 11,000 also, it's more than 60%. Actually, options are not available, but as per this process, more than 70%. Let's say this is 34,560, this is 20,000. It's 17.8% like that. It should be 78%, 70 plus. No options are available like that. Let me check again. Yes, somebody is texting. Okay, no. Installment concept, but install concept is this. First money, first year, okay, if you paid something, that's there with them for that certain amount. After 1 year you paid something, after second year you paid something, after third year you paid something. Last one, as is second year one, it's there with them for 1 year. Okay, they can take it like 20% interest they can collect and do. Third one, first year paid is with them for 2 years, so 120% also. But this is actually concept related to installments. And the total amount left hand side we got 9494.5 into 1.22, 11,393.4. 25,000, 34,559. Correct. Only divide by 1.728, which is okay, close to 20,000 approximately, or 19,999.98. 20% concept, 3 years, 20 plus 20, 44, 44 and 20, 64 and 8.8. We should get close to 72.8% required, but not there in the options. We'll check this one. Okay, installment question. See this question. See this question here. Vishnu purchased a television worth rupees 60,000 by paying rupees 10,000 as a down payment, and he opted for 5 years equal installment plan, which collect 10% simple interest per annum for the balance amount. What is his annual installment amount? Every month, how much he need to, every year, how much he need to pay? Installment concept, 60,000. Okay, and you pay 10,000 as a down payment, means 50,000 is the balance. 50,000 is the balance, right? He opted for a 5 year equal annual investment plan, which collect 10% simple interest per annum for the balance amount. Right, so see, find what can be done as per this question. So 50,000, 10% interest means it should be plus 5. We want to get 55,000 should be collected in 5 years. Don't say 55,000 divided by 5. 11,000, no, you see that's what, okay. In 5 year equal installment plan, okay, 50,000 is the balance and 10% interest. Okay, 55,000 should be, okay, total amount should be paid because they said 10% is the simple interest for the balance amount. What is his annual installment amount? Right, so first year how much he paid, that is fine. Okay, second year, third year, fourth year, but for that there is a interest. Listen, here also problem. Let's see, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first year one amount is available for 4 years. So see, first of all, every year PP you are paying. So 5P is the amount, or X is the installment for every year. X is the installment 5X. But first installment is there with them for 4 years. They can give 10% interest for that. 4 into 10% of X. This is simple interest. Plus second year one is there with them for 3 years. 3 into 10% of X. Third year one is there with them for 2 years. 2 into 10% of X. Fourth year one is there with them for 1 year. Okay. 1 into 10% of X. Fifth year, nothing. So all this together should be equal to 55,000. 5x, 40, 30, 20, all this is nothing but equal to x. 6x equal to 55,000. X value 55,000 divided by 6. 9,000 something, but here they given 12,000 plus. Okay. For a 5-year equal installments means 4 installments only. In 5-year equal installment plan. So he opted for 5 year. After first year, second year, third year, 5 year. Okay. Equal annual, every year they need to pay same amount. When you pay 10,000 as a down payment, payment pending is 60,000. 50,000. For 50,000, 10% simple interest. Perfect. That's what. Okay. Here, find this 10% for 5 years. Here I written wrong. 5 into 5,000. This will become 75,000. There is no mistake in approach. 75,000. This should be 75,000. 75,000. So x will be equal to 2 times 325 times 12,500 is the answer. Guys, you can focus on installment. I repeat the entire procedure, what is happening. Okay, I'll repeat it once again. Kindly focus. Installment concept. This is good question related to installment. See, 60,000 is what TV. You are given 10,000 down payment. 50,000 is the remaining pending. Right, and you opted for 5-year equal installment plan. Every year certain amount xxx you need to pay. So 12,500 into 5 means, guys, you are paying 62,500 rupees. 62,500 rupees. 50,000 is the amount, but you are paying 62,500. 2,000. Okay, you paid extra. 12,500 rupees you paid extra. That's how they are collecting the interest. How they got the interest, sir? They said 10%. No. For 50,000 is the pending. They want 10% for 1 year. 5,000. 5 years means 5 into 5,000. 25,000 is the target. So 75,000 fine. But sir, here 25,000 we are not paying. We are paying only 12,500 extra. No. That's what the problem. First year you paid some X amount. That X amount is hold with them for 4 years. That amount can be, see, the bank or let us say the shop, they receive the amount, they'll rotate it. No, they'll give it to other person. No, this amount is there with them for 4 years. They can give it to other person for 10%. So they'll get that X amount for 10% for 4 years means 40% amount will be generated with that. Second year amount, whatever you paid, it is there with them for 3 years. Okay, that will generate certain interest, extra amount. Okay, that's what. How much amount is? They said 10% interest, so 10% of that. This is the important point you have to focus. Previous question also same thing. There might be a mistake in the options. No problem. But that's what I'm trying to convey. First year you paid certain amount. for the 2 years interest. This is compound interest, no, whole square, 120% whole square. But here we're writing, okay, 2 into 20%. For if it is simple interest, 2 into 20% extra. Here 1 into 20% extra. The second amount is there with 1 year. This third amount immediately paid, there is, it's not there with them. So 3 years term completed, there is no gap. So that's what. This should be equal to, definitely they'll collect the amount that should be equal to principal into 120% whole cube. Here 50,000 plus interest. In simple interest, compound amount is principal plus interest. Here they'll do like P into 120% whole cube. P is 20,000. See, concept is very much clear. You taken 20,000, you paid this much. What is that interest? What is that rate? How much percentage you paid extra? Approximately, I'm telling you, okay, it's like 72.8 percentage. 72.8 percentage you paid extra. Total amount paid by the man is approximately what percentage more than the amount he borrowed. In fact, okay, no need of all this stuff for this question actually. No need of installment concept also for ninth one. Ninth one can be done directly because see, what are the amount you paid extra? You borrowed certain amount, okay, you taken certain amount, fine. But the amount paid is definitely first year 20% increased. Interest means increasing. Second year 20% increase, third year 20% increase. Let's say 1000, 20% increase means 1200, then 20% increase means 1440, then again 20% increase means 1728, right? So this is 1000 become 1728 means 72.8% extra. Definitely the amount paid, okay, the total amount paid is definitely 72.8% more than the amount he taken. So that's for sure. Okay, it's this is might be a mistake in options, but it should be 72.8. If options are related to 15, let me check with 15 instead of 20. If suppose question is 15, find 1.15 into 1.15 into 1.15. Yeah, answer 52 is correct. If it is 15 instead of 20%, if this is 15% 15, then answer is 52% correct here. So this, if it is suppose change it to 15%, then answer 52 is correct. For this one, answer 52 is correct. Check it out. Right. So see the next one. See this question. Bit basic series. Now here compound interest obtained for 2 years for a certain sum of money is this. Compound interest for 3 years. I think okay. It's 3520 is P into 1 plus R upon 100 whole square. This is 1 plus R upon 100 whole cube. See, similar question we discussed already. So dividing these two, 5824 divided by 3520, 1.6545. This is for 2 year compound interest. Sorry, interest. Okay, interest. This is minus P. Here also minus P. Interest is that. It's compound interest, not compound amount. Interest is this, not amount. Compound interest, not amount. Now we need to calculate P value from this. Two equations, two unknowns. We have two equations, two unknowns. Okay. So this equation, or else use the options. It might be one, but then rate of interest can be developed for using the options. You can try in that way also. You can add and okay, you can try. It should be some whole square. Okay, adding 6,000, 9,520, 7,520, 11,520, 13,520. What can be done here? Subtracting, we'll get a big equation because 1 plus r upon 100 whole cube, that is whole square, it will take time. You can divide, okay, but sending that p to this side, but still 3,520 plus p, here 5,284 plus p, this both should be equal to 1 plus r upon 100 whole square. This is 1 plus r upon 100 whole cube. Dividing these two equations, we got relation between r and p, but again putting that in that equation will be a bit clumsy one, but fine, at least try. So dividing these two, 1 plus r by 100 equal to 5,284 plus p divided by 3,520 plus p. Then substituting that in any of the equations and then solve is a pretty much big task. Any other alternative is better, I can try with option verification only. Option verification, let me try with that option verification. Let's take, okay, 4,000 is the amount. I'm doing option verification because it will take more time, dear. Two unknowns, two equations, but it will take more time. So let me go with 4,000 first. So if it is 4,000, 7,520 is the 2 years amount, whereas 3 years amount will be 9,2824. 3 years amount is that can be divided 9824 divided by 1520. I didn't get exact one, so it's waste. Okay, then 6,000 means 11,824 divided by 9,520. This is also not generating correct rate of interest. Right? So 8,000 means 13,824 divided by 11,520. Yeah, option C is the perfect one. I'm checking, this is all option verification I'm doing. I'm taking principal as 8,000. Now you see what will happen if I take principal as 8,000. I'm doing option verification, trial and error. I'm not conveying anything additional here. I'm doing trial and error. Okay, if I do trial and error with 8,000 as the principal, this is 13,520. Sorry, this is 11,520. This is 13,824. When I divide, rate of interest is nothing but 20% I got. Rate of interest is 20%. This is P into, this is P into, when I divide these two equation right side, PP get cancelled. 1 plus R by 100 will be equal to 1.2. R will be 20%. Then if you check it out, P, okay, when I put R value 20, you can try 1,520 divided by R value 20 means I have to divide by 1.44, which will give 8,000. My principal is obtained. Okay, principal I taken certain thing and I tried doing trial and error, I got it correctly only. So R value 20% is correct. In fact, principal 8,000, trial and error is what? So do trial and error for certain questions. It's not about I have an equation I'll solve. Okay, if anyone got a easy method for solving this, happy. But guys, see, this is the bit complicated equation we got. Or else what I can give you the suggestion, no? Rate of interest we can get directly. See, compound interest for second year is 3,520. Compound interest how we'll get for third year is previous year 3,520 plus with certain rate of interest for 3,520. Yes or no, you recall that, right? First, second, for 2 years. This is for 2 years, not for 1 year also. Again, it will take a lot of time. This is for 2 years, not for second year. Second year different, 2 years is different. That will also not work. I thought of some shortcut, but that will also not work because this is for 2 years, not for second year. This is for 3 years, not for third year. So fine, okay, 8,000 using trial and error here. We can try using equations and all, but trial and error helped me to solve 8,000 is the answer. Now see this next question. Sum of money, simple interest 600 over 2 years. Okay, the same amount was invested, 30 more you will get. Okay, fine. So here 600 rupees. Here it will give 30 rupees extra in compound interest. What is the amount you kept? See, first year compound simple interest is same for every year. 600 for 2 years means first year 300, second year 300. Compound interest, my dear friend, simple interest and compound interest first year will be same. But second year you will get extra because 300 plus something for this. Here they said 30 more, that 30 extra is this. Means rate of interest is 10%. Rate of interest is 10% per annum. Then only you got 330 here. Here first year same. What is the extra is we have to get in second year, that 30. Generally how will get this 30 is previous year interest. First year and second year. Right, okay, now rate of interest 10%. So principal, yeah, 300 with 10% per annum for 1 year is 300 means principal will be 3000. Principal will be 3000. Use I equal to PTR by 100. Interest is 300. Principal you don't know. Time 1 year. Rate of interest 10. Principal 3000. Right. Sum means principal. Next one. If the difference between simple interest and compound interest. If you recall difference between simple interest and compound interest, we developed one formula which is P into R upon 100 whole square for 2 years. 3 years means into 3 plus R by 100 extra will come. The difference is given as 2. Principal we don't know. Rate of interest R value 5. Okay, this is 20 square 400. 400 into 2, 800 is the principal. Now simple interest for the same sum in 5 years at double the rate of interest. So for 5 years with double the rate of interest. Rate of interest previously 5, now it should be 10. You will get 400. You will get 400. Principal 800. Now interest will be 400. See this. This is difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years. If anyone have doubt, please raise and mention and raise and we'll discuss that in online as well. If any issue regarding particular question, you can raise hand. Okay, no one raise hand so far. If we can raise hand, I'll just go with that enabling and we'll discuss that particular question. No issues. So the ninth question. Yeah, this is ninth question. With the condition of paying equal installments of 9,494.5. Now see the next question. A man invested money in two schemes, X and Y, one at 5%, other one at 10% per annum compound interest. The total amount of interest in 2 years was rupees 4,175 and the total amount invested is 25,000. Find the amount invested in X scheme. Can you find X scheme amount or cannot be determined is what they are asking. Okay. Total interest is 4,175. Fine. Okay. So first one, X is the amount, right? So here 105% whole square into X minus X will give compound interest due to first scheme. Second one, Y into 110% whole square minus Y will give second one. The amount is 4,175. Total compound interest. Compound interest generated due to the scheme X and scheme Y together 4,175. Now this X and Y, the total amount invested is 25,000 given. So X plus Y is 25,000. Send that X and Y to the other side. Send this minus X and minus Y to other side. So 25,000 plus 4,175, 29,175. 105% whole square means it's a 1.1025. If we do whole square for that, 110% means 1.201. Okay, 110 into 11. This is 11 into 12. No, 1.32. Okay, 1.3225. 11 square 121. You can directly write 1.21y. So you have two equations, two unknowns. It's not cannot be determined. Don't say cannot be determined. You can do that. This is the equation, two equations, two unknowns. You want x value means multiply first equation with 1.21. Y will be eliminated. Y will be eliminated. So 25 into 1.21, which is 30.25. So 30,250. Now, if we subtract these two, cancel. So x will be 1.21 minus 1.1025, which is 0.1075. Okay, 0.1075. Virtual calculator allowed. Divide by 0.1075 will give 10,000 is what x amount. This is a equation. This is a equation solving x will be equal to 10,000. Different approaches you can try. Right. Now, last question related to simple interest and compound interest. The amount becomes 4 times in 14 years. 16 times in how much time? 28 years. Now, using compound interest. See, you have some principle. It becomes 4 times. Okay, for that, you taken 14 years into 4. Again, you take 14 years. Next to 14 years also into 4. The amount become 4 times the principal every 4 years, every 14 years actually. Now it become entire 16 times. No, into 4 means 4 into 4, 16. The time taken is 14 plus 4, 14, 28 years only. In 14 years, amount become 4 times. Every 14 years, that's what the scenario here. Every 14 years, amount become 4 times. So you want 16 times means again you need to spend okay, still 14 years extra. So 28 is the answer. Option B is correct. No need to by heart any other formulas.